Hello and welcome to the next installment of the amazing Sue Carberry's free astrology course. How about that? And it's for beginners and refreshers. And on this month's class, Sue's going to be looking at the new moon and all about that. I am your host, Althea Finch. I am the creator of the Pain-Free method, how to be pain-free by tuning into you. And you can find out more about that at painfreedom.co.uk. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it to Sue with her magic and all her knowledge because I can't tell you anything.
Hi guys, you feel free to unmute and ask questions and jump in. I was looking at the chart for the up and coming new moon rather than the full moon. And what we've got here is something quite powerful. Be prepared for some truth saying. We have Pluto and it's no longer retrograde. So it's going direct at 1 degrees of Aquarius. It's not going to go back into Capricorn. It's now fully in and will continue making its way through Aquarius. But if we follow this line here, it's opposite Jupiter. And then we follow the red line and it's squaring the new moon, which is a
Can you show
conjunction.
us that?
Yeah, I've got it on the screen.
Oh boy, I can't see it. I can see you.
I've got it
If,
on the
if you,
screen.
yep, if you go to the top of your Zoom box, Zoom opening area,
Oh,
and you'll see view. So if you
yes,
change
thank you.
view, and you
Okay,
should be able
lovely,
to.
got it. Sorry, Sue. Thanks,
That's
Althea.
okay. So a new moon is basically a conjunction. See how they're 28 and 28. And then we go down here to Pluto is 1. So a true exact square would be 28 Capricorn. But that is within what's called an orb. So you go backwards 5 degrees, forward 5 degrees, and it would still be considered a square. And then opposite at 24 degrees, you've got Jupiter. So you have a Pluto-Jupiter opposition, and you have a Sun-Moon square to this. So can you see the triangle that I'm pointing out here? That is
Yes.
their energies that do not blend. In other words, they're having an argument. So the new moon, new beginnings, the luminaries, the moon and the sun. Luminary means the lights. A square Pluto, that which is hidden, and Jupiter just wants more of whatever it's got. So this is quite interesting. It's the end of Libra, which wants balance, which wants equilibrium, doesn't want arguments, but it's square Pluto. They're both in air signs, but it's square Pluto, which wants to put the hard hat on and go digging down in your unconscious. So it's a good time to start therapy, start something new that will illuminate that which is hidden. And then over here in Scorpio at 20 degrees, see 20 and 20, we have Mercury, communication, Mars, action, conjunction. So they're together. And let's try this lot, the blue lines, trying that lot and trying that lot, which is really interesting because this Jupiter and these blue lines, these lovely blue lines here, is the way out of this red triangle. So we've got an equilateral blue triangle, also called a grand trine. And we've got this other triangle, which is called a T-square. So the way out of all of this is through the Jupiter and through the Cancerian Jupiter, which is taking care of self. So Cancer is all about the home. So it's eat good food, have nice rest, be in good company, and treat yourself well. Because Mercury in Scorpio, sarcasm, cutting. Oh, it can also bring up things that you don't want to look at. Someone may say something that cuts really deep, but listen, because that's a home truth. So we've got a lot of healing potential here. We've got Saturn down here that's retrograded, there's a tiny little R there. It's gone back into Pisces for its last hurrah. And I've been feeling it because my moon is 23. So my moon has been feeling Saturn coming closer. And then it's going to get a wriggle on and eventually go to 1 degree or 0 degrees of Aries in February next year. So it's sort of this chart with this red triangle, the T-square, is a bit tough because the moon is how you feel. And Libra doesn't like discord. It doesn't like arguments. It doesn't like ugliness. Whereas Scorpio, it's sort of like they will tell you the truth in a cold, hard, straightforward manner. But with Mars sitting there, it could be done with aggression. So my advice to everyone, the closer we get to the 21st of October, don't react. There's a lot going on in the political world as well. And all of it, none of us can do anything about it because it's not up to us to make the decisions. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on a political arena as well with these guys here, because that's egos. That Mars in Scorpio there, that's egoic. Yeah, I would watch that. So for the personal advice for getting closer to the new moon is stay grounded. Don't buy into hype and spin. That's a Steve Judd saying. Stay grounded, stay present. And no matter how ugly things get with the scorpionic edge here and the Pluto, if you can't do anything about it, then don't get angry about it. It's about keeping your personal equilibrium and your personal peace, because actually everything that's going on in the world is going along as it should. Because in 100 years' time, all of this will be in the past. When we're in the middle of World War One, World War Two, the Dark Ages, we always thought nothing will change. We're in these dark times, but the dark and the light are always seesawing between each other. Things will always have discord on the planet. So it's about where is your own personal peace? And don't let all the shit and the crap in the outside world destroy your personal peace and your inner equilibrium, because there's, excuse the language, but there's fuck all you can do about it. There will always be war on the planet. There will always be discord. So what needs healing? What needs inner work? Where do you need to be quiet? Where do you need to do the healing within yourself? Because what is happiness? What is pain? Both are fleeting, but we always want to focus on the stuff that makes us feel good. So is Scorpio here? That's a good time to get involved in some healing work, some therapy, or just being at peace with yourself. Anywhere where you're triggered is where you need healing. Anyone have any questions?
That was absolutely brilliant, Sue, just like that. And I'm
Okay.
trying to, I need you to tell me 10 times the same thing, but we've got a recording. Yeah, very interesting. I'm feeling a lot of that. I get it. I am doing some healing stuff at the moment and deep, deep resolve, deep change at the moment. So that would be the Scorpio.
Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto also represents the masses. So it's a time for deep healing, and there's an awful lot that's going on the planet that is triggering humanity, specifically around women's rights, what's going on in America, Afghanistan, etc. And men are feeling lonely because we're going, no, screw you, we don't need you. Scorpio is always the shadow. It's what's hidden. It's the unconscious. But with Pluto is also the masses. And Uranus can also be the masses, and they're in trine. That's a lovely trine, and that's going to be going on for quite some time because they're two very slow moving planets. So whenever Pluto and Uranus come together, 9 times out of 10, something is going on with humanity as a group. Because Pluto can be people demonstrating. Uranus is where the people rebel. And when Pluto and Uranus were together in Virgo over here, which Althea and I have in our charts because we're born in the 60s, there was a civil rights movement. There were people protesting, marching, women's rights. Segregation was brought to an end, and DEI came into being and equal opportunities. It started, it didn't happen completely overnight, but we're still sort of fighting that fight anyway. But we are in the middle of ending of certain ways of living, and nothing ever goes without a fight or a struggle, because we never, I mean, just think of your own personal healing journey. How many of you hold on to shit that you just don't need and it's actually sinking you down, but you hold on to the hurt and the pain like it's a precious diamond because it's familiar? Who will I be without this? Who will I be without that? And if you can't shift through your childhood pain and trauma, what the hope have we got of countries or even families? How many of you are the black sheep of the family? Now, how many of you have broken the generational trauma from your own family? Well, you were ostracized from your own family for going, no, fuck you, I don't want to be like you because you're a bunch of bastards. So that's the microcosm of the macrocosm. If families can't get on, and we allegedly love family, then what the hell? What hope have we got of countries getting on if families can't? Neighbors can't. How many of you have had altercations with your neighbors because they're too noisy, or their kids, or their dog shits in your yard? Whatever. Yeah, exactly. So when you're looking at those microcosm, those small little things getting on and off the tube, being pushed and shoved, then there is no hope for countries getting it on, at least not while the patriarch are in charge. But when you look at who does a lot of the manipulations in families, it's the mothers, the mother-in-laws. So, he who hath no sin cast the first stone. So it's about your own personal inner journey, forgiveness of self. And whenever I see Pluto prominent anywhere, I think, oh, this is a time to look at subconscious, look at unconscious, look at letting go, looking at where am I triggered, what makes me angry, what makes me irritated. And that's where you need to work on. Because nobody makes you feel anything. You choose that feeling, either an unconscious reaction or a conscious reaction. And it's about total and utter personal responsibility for everything in your life, how you feel. I'm an extrovert. I'll be the first one on the dance floor if my groove gets on. I don't give a flying toss what other people think of me, as long as I am walking through life with kindness and compassion and empathy. How someone views me is none of my business, because I am not going to change myself. And if someone calls me out on something and I'm to blame for something, I will review it, and yeah, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. So Pluto in Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus over here, isn't it, everyone? You all know who rules what. You're all getting to know your charts. So this is also about this little triangle down here is also about the world as well, because this affects you, but it affects everything. So how do you apply this to your own chart? I hear you all say. I know you
Yes,
think
that was my question. How do I apply this?
Okay. Then remember your own chart. And my memory serves me right. You have a load of things here. So in
Yes.
your chart, this lot will fall probably down here.
Right.
So it's about having your chart and then looking where everything is here and then putting all of this lot in your chart. So where is 28 degrees Libra? I know that that is in my second house because my ascendant is over here. So Jupiter at the moment is in my 12th house. My ascendant is here. Althea's is down here because she's a fellow Leo ascendant. And this is just over in my third house because my second house cusp is 26 of Libra. And this lot is sitting right on top of my Jupiter, not my Jupiter, sorry, my Neptune, which is 21 degrees of Scorp. And my IC, which is my fourth house cusp, is 24 of Scorp. So this means this is in my 10th house. So when you know where your stuff is, then you can place this stuff. So this is in my third house, my house of communication. So I'd be looking at this and thinking, okay, sun, moon, conjunction, square this. I might have to be a little bit careful of how I communicate with others. And this is in my third house as well. So again, third house is communicating with others, short journeys and siblings. Siblings doesn't count for me. So I'd be looking at this and thinking, okay, it's all third house stuff. So I'm best be on my guard for sarcastic, short, sharp, direct communication. So that's how you apply it. Any other questions, guys? Yep, Althea?
So on the astro.com, how do you make these two go together? Or you don't?
You can comparison.
So because I find it already we know it's a very complex subject, but because you're advanced, but I'm struggling. Is there a way to turn it around so that I can see?
What you do is when you go into astro.com,
Yeah.
you then do the extended charts. And
So where is it? It's on the
I'm in
scroll.
WhatsApp at the moment.
Okay. Extended chart. Yeah, got it.
And then you go down to compatibility. And you have to have the two charts already in your list. And then what they do is
Oh,
they put them together.
how do I get this
You
moon
make
chart?
then you make a chart for the new moon.
How do I do that?
Exactly the same as you would make a chart for you.
So okay.
So you go new chart, put all the details in, and it makes the chart for you. Then you can go in, or the other way to do it is transits.
Right. So name, I would put new moon.
Yeah. Or so
Could you show us at another share screen?
I'm the thing is I don't know how to
When you when
share
you
my
when you when you go to share screen, it'll give you the options. Do you want to look at the main part of your screen, or do you want a specific page to share a specific page, and you just choose which page you want to share.
right, documents. I need to access my computer.
Yeah, yeah. Are you on your computer?
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So open the astro.com and first,
Okay, I'm doing it the other way around. Okay.
and then go to share at the bottom of the Zoom screen.
All right, hold on. Astro.com. and then Zoom.
Why do you to the Zoom? So you just open up astro.com. So you've got a page open,
Yep, I've got it open.
and then go back to Zoom, the Zoom page, not Zoom website, the Zoom that we're looking
Got
at.
it. Right, you
Click
got it?
there. That's
Have
that's
you
it.
got
Yeah.
it?
Is this what you
Right.
want to share with us?
Yep. This is my chart. So you go into extended, and then you go chart, then you do composite synastry. 2 charts, and there's the new moon. Oh, new moon
So
2029.
with the new moon, how do you do the chart for the new moon?
You like you do an ordinary chart. You put
So
in the
what would you,
date, the time.
so what is the date and time of the new? How do I know what the date and time of the new moon is?
I used my I've got a
Ephemeris. I could look it up online, couldn't if I don't have an
yeah, you
ephemeris.
look it up online. Oh,
So you've got what is the
hold
new
on.
moon?
Okay, hold on. I've shared this app on the group, and it's called Astrology Ephemeris, and it tells you when it is and when it is, and you can Google it.
So I just
And
Google new moon.
if you have an ephemeris, and which is I've shared it on the WhatsApp group. The this is all of my people that I've done new moon. Where is it? There we go. So there's me. There's a new moon, and you go show chart, and there you go. The inner one, is me, and the external
Could you
one.
just before we go into, could you just go back to, so now I've got yours chart, you've got the moon chart or whatever chart you want to compare
Okay,
with, and
okay, you've got me, and then I've got the chart that I put in, and then you hit go. Right. So go back to the beginning. Okay, so me, I've already put the details in of the new moon. Okay.
Mhm.
You normally go like, if you want to do a chart, you do this one. And there it is. Okay. So we don't want that. We want extended. And then we go here, chart type. What chart do you want? I told you astrology was complicated, guys. Then you go up to synastry. What does synastry mean? Synergistically, 2 things put together, how they vibe. So you go synastry. Then you click, I've already got me in, and then you click down and you find which chart you want. So I could do it with my brother, my mother, my sister, whoever. These are all my friends. There's the Duke of Edinburgh, bless him, he's passed away now. And I go down and I've looked for, there we go, new moon October. That's this one coming up. I put those details in recently. So it's in synastry, web default, don't worry about that. And then you go show the chart, scroll down, and voila. That is me on the inside. So this wheel in here is me. And this is the new moon that's in the sky in red. So always, the chart is always cast with me or the first chart on the inside, and the ascendant correlates with the first chart. So now I can see that all of this lot is down here. So I can see, actually, I was wrong. The Mars and Mercury is in my 4th house. The new moon is in my 3rd. And all of this lot is up in my 7th and 8th house. So then you can see whereabouts your houses is the area of your life, the where that is being affected, and the sign and the planet is the how. Who's totally confused?
So I sort of understand, but I'm also confused.com.
What
So
are you confused about, Ariana?
if I look at this your stellium,
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But now those signs are happening down. Here's your moon and sun.
Okay, my stellium is squashed because there's not enough room to put everything in together. So
Okay,
that's why they look higgledy-piggledy. But they actually go sun, 3 degrees. There you go. It's out there. Then my Mercury, my Saturn, and my Mars is 16, 17, and 18. There's not enough
okay.
room to put them side by side. And then I've got Chiron at 21 and Moon at 23 of Pisces. There's just not enough room to put them in the right order. So they look like an unorganized group. But if you know your chart, you know where they are, don't you?
Yeah. So tell me so at the bottom of the page, on the outer, the new moon circle, I can
Yeah.
see the sun and the moon and Mars and is that Venus?
No, that's
Well,
Mercury. Venus is here.
Mercury. Okay. So yeah, so I can see those
What's your
five.
question?
Pardon?
What's your question?
Explain it to me. What am I looking at?
Okay,
So I
that's
guess
Mars. Okay, that's Mars. That's Mercury. That's the new moon. That's
opposites off the
Venus.
page. Can
Hold
you move
on.
it up a bit? Thank you.
So this circle here is the chart of the new moon.
Right.
This circle here is my personal birth chart.
Yes.
The blue is me, and all the red is the new moon chart.
Yes.
So my chart is the one that I'm looking at of what is being affected to me personally on the 21st of October 2025 at 1:25 in the afternoon of the full moon when it's
Okay.
precise.
Yes.
So therefore, Mercury and Mars sits on my Neptune. How would I read that? Neptune is about wishy-washy. It's confusing sometimes. It's in Scorpio. So I have to be personally careful of being aggressive in my Mercury, my communication, and being clear because the Neptune will muddy the waters.
Uh-huh.
I've got Pluto on my Venus. That's going to go on for quite some time. So that's how you read it. So this lot sits in my fourth house. If I had family, it would have to be about, it would be about my fourth house. No, it is in my third house. So it's sitting on my third house. What am I talking about? I'm looking at this one. The MC is of the chart of the day. Right, okay. So I would be looking at being careful of how I communicate because Neptune's sitting on top of these two, or these two are sitting on top of my natal Neptune. That's how you read it. What is
Okay.
up here? Saturn is coming back onto my moon. So Saturn on your moon can leave you feeling depressed, can leave you feeling isolated. It's Johnny no mates. It's not a nice feeling. So it's about looking at what's in the sky and how and where is it hitting you. Does that make it
Okay.
clear? Is that clearer for you, Ariana?
Yes, I understand everything you've said. So can you tell
Wonderful.
me what your sun and moon are doing at the bottom, but in
That
relation?
that is not my sun and moon.
Oh, it's the other.
That
Okay.
is the new moon. The everything in red is not me, Oriana.
Thank you.
Everything in blue is. I'm repeating myself now.
Yes, I've got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oops.
So you've got an inner circle
And
and an
that's Sue.
outer circle.
And that's
The
the
inner
new moon.
circle and all the blue is me.
Yeah,
And the outer circle and all the red is what's in the sky
it's
at that
not you.
precise point. Yes, not me. It
Okay,
is what is affecting me.
okay. So let me phrase the question differently. What is that new moon position of the sun and moon? How is it affecting you?
It's not.
It's not. Okay.
No.
Okay.
The only aspects it's making is this blue line, and you don't worry about trines because that's a flow, is this square. But it's
Okay.
squaring my Venus.
Okay.
And it's squaring Pluto that's on my Venus. This is not affecting me. Neither is Venus. Jupiter's not really affecting me. Uranus, yeah, it's sitting on my MC. Chiron's not affecting me. Quite often things don't affect you.
Uh-huh.
So what will affect me is possibly my communication around the new moon. In
Right.
other words, think before I open my mouth, which is virtually impossible, but I'll give it a go.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, Sue.
That's why this is a perfect example as why some people get affected and some people don't.
Right.
Not everybody will be hit with the same thing. All Pisces, won't be hit too badly with Saturn going re-entering Pisces. Why? Because if they've got something down here in Pisces, something up here in Pisces is too far away to affect. It's like Pluto. If you're born at the end of Aquarius and your sun's here, Pluto down here isn't going to affect you until about 2046. It goes into Pisces. So it's going to be a jolly long time before Pluto marches along through Aquarius and hits you.
Right.
So some people don't get hit because it's not hitting them. And then other people could be completely and utterly flawed. My Scorpio friends are having a tough time.
Hmm.
Us Pisces have had our tough time because Saturn and Neptune have gone through Pisces. The next thing to hit Pisces will probably be Pluto in 2046 when it moves into Pisces. And then it's our turn. But not everyone gets hit by Pluto. It's 240 years or 260 years for it to do a circuit. Neptune is 165. So, not everyone will get hit by Neptune. So that's what personalizes and makes astrology so difficult, is because there's so many variables.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a 1 + 1 = 2, you're gravely mistaken, because in astrology, 1 + 1 could equal 20. It could equal 15, because it depends on what's getting hit, where it's getting hit, and its expression. But when you're dealing with anything plutonic, get into counseling, get into healing, because Pluto is the long, slow grind, because it takes such a long time. How are you guys doing? Have I lost you, or are you still with
All
me?
good, all fantastic. I'm still trying to overlay my thingy. I'm going to look back at the recording, but could you just for now, which title on the drop down? Do I look at free horoscopes, or which? How do I get to? Forgotten the.
Yep. No.
How do I get
So
to?
over here, so you go to extended charts.
So I go
So
to the main sort
okay,
of.
okay.
I can't
So
find it in the charts at the moment.
no. So you would go. So I'm
I've
doing
done
it
my.
for you.
I've
So
done.
you go
I've done my
into
moon. I've got my moon. I've got my.
okay, extended charts.
I can't seem to find it. Extended bloody charts.
Are you on a laptop or are you on a mobile phone?
Computer.
Okay, so you've got to go to your homepage.
So you click on astro.com at the top. I can't seem to find them.
Don't worry about it.
Home.
Okay,
I got
we're going to extended charts. I don't want to waste my time hunting around for something because there's a group and everybody would like their stuff done. So we'll do another different one. New moon October, and then go Sinistry. That's what yours looks like. So there we go. We've got a hell of a lot more going on than mine. So that's what yours looks like.
What am I looking for? Is all the
This
things
is you.
together?
This is you. Look at the red lines. When you're looking at a transit, you always look at the red lines, not the blue lines, because blue lines is where it flows. Red lines is where you may bang your head against a brick wall, where you may have issues. And what we've got here is you've got Mars Pluto squaring your Mercury. So you've got a double whammy. So you've got Mars Pluto in Scorpio squaring your Mercury. Watch your words, Althea. Watch that you don't get passionate, which can flip over into anger or be perceived as irritated, irrational anger. Keep your peace. So that's one sort of like area I'd be looking at.
Mercury is the communicator, so that's be careful of but because it's in Scorpio.
Mercury and Mars, as we previously stated, is in Scorpio. The outer ring is in the sky. The inner ring is you. So we've got Mars and Mercury conjunct in Scorpio, and follow the red lines, and both of these are square your natal Mercury, your communication. So these are influencing your communication.
So influencing is because Mars is like aggression or energy.
It's a double whammy. Mars is the old ruler of Scorpio. When you understand totally what Scorpio represents and what it means, this is cutting, fuck you sort of energy, because you can lose it because you're passionate about a subject and you can overstep the mark, you can overreach. And it's squaring your Mercury. So it's personalizing. So what's it's doing is it's in your sixth house, your health and your work. So it's like, be aware that Mars and Mercury in the sky is influenced by Scorpio. If you're looking at a scorpionic sense of humor, you're looking at sarcasm, you're looking at satire, you're looking at dark gallows humor, but it can be very powerful. It can be quite aggressive. And Mars and Mercury together squaring, because Mars is the stronger of the two because it's the old rulership of Scorpio. Scorpio is not light and touchy and light and fluffy, let's go meditate. Mars, this is the serial killer. Scorpio is OCD.
I'm staying home that day, Sue. Just in case. Watch out, the kids.
Yeah, but you could actually be like that to yourself.
Okay.
You know, it's like it may not be externalized. You could have inner negative dialogue as well. Okay, you could have self-loathing, hatred thoughts about yourself, you know?
Oh, this is tough, isn't it? Bloody hell.
It can be, yeah. But it's like, you've got all of these oppositions as well. I mean, again, it's like, it's whenever I see Scorpio.
So I'm looking for the red. When it's a transition, it's a red to look out for what's...
Always look at the red lines, because that's where the blue lines is whenever you're dealing with healing work, you don't decide to go and get counseling because you're feeling absolutely brilliant and great and everything's going wonderfully well. You only ever decide to go for healing when you can't live with yourself anymore, when you can't live with the pain anymore. Yeah. So same with astrology. If you want to make a decision, or you want to get married, or you want to do something positive, then you look at the blue lines. But the red lines is always where you may trip over yourself, where you may walk into a door, where you may fall down some stairs, either literally or metaphorically, of course. It's like, if you're going to put your foot in it for your verbal verbiage, is going to more likely, not necessarily so, but the odds on you're going to put your foot in your mouth somehow with this lot.
Okay.
So what transits do, what this tells me is, should I get out of bed in the morning or should I actually take a day off tomorrow? Or it's like, and you can use this for your own physicality. When Mars is aspecting blue lines, you're more likely to have a physically so like vitality. But if Neptune's involved, it can physically drain you. So when you understand your basics and what the stars mean, the signs mean, what rules them, how they operate, how they talk to each other, because this is fixed water,
So much.
this is
so-
fixed air. Fixed signs are rigid. They don't like change. They like routine. They like repetition. They like the known, not the unknown. So fixed Mercury, Mars in its rulership, so it's really strong. Just like over here, Venus is rules Libra, so this is the strongest planet in Libra at the moment. So it's like, okay, when you see this, this is lovely. Go and have a nice cup of tea and an expensive piece of cake. Go and get your hair done. But this lot, keep your mouth shut. Avoid crowds. Avoid putting yourself in a situation that you may find uncomfortable. Yep, what's up?
So you said like Venus is in Libra, so do lovely
Mm-hmm.
things. But when do you do lovely things? How do I know when? When is
If
the now?
this, if this lot weren't here, if these weren't here, like by the end of the year, by the end of the mid-November, they'll be over here in Sagittarius. But if this was sitting on your personal stuff, which it's not, but if you've got blue lines to Venus, that's a nice time to go do something nice. When
Okay.
something nice is sitting on your Venus, if Jupiter was here, I'd say, or Venus, you had a Venus conjunction. So that's watching what's moving where. But this is a big warning sign. That's if I was your personal astrologer, I'd say watch it, because Mars in its rulership of Scorpio makes it a very powerful place and a very powerful energy, and you may not be able to stop it.
I'm just looking what I'm doing that day. Quick. And it's absolutely marvelous, isn't it? Because if you know what you're looking at, you can prepare as you went through a very difficult time, but
Mm,
you knew it and you prepared and you got through
mhm.
it. I mean, it's just
Well,
fantastic,
yeah,
isn't it?
I was watching from 20 when was it? 2012, 2012 through to last year. Neptune was going through Pisces. And because, as Oriana pointed out, I've got that lovely stellium for 13, 14 years, something like that, 10 years, I had Neptune going over my personal planets. And during that time, yeah, it was interesting. But the thing is,
Mud.
I knew it wasn't mother for me because mum died in 94, but it was um, what I was going through. I knew it wasn't infinite, it was finite. I knew that it would come to an end at approximately this time when Neptune moved off my moon.
So that's marvelous, isn't it? Because
Mm.
another person who doesn't know any of this, which is probably most people, that you might think, "Oh, my life's awful, and this is what I've got to deal with for the rest of my life," sort of blah blah. And
But the,
you are
well,
aware.
well, that's true. But what I use Scorpio, what I use astrology for more than anything, when I'm looking at someone else's chart, I look at where their wounds or what their wounds are about, and therefore, how do you work on that? And what area of your life? It's like some people hold it physically, some people hold it emotionally, mentally, and the triggers you can see in someone's chart, sometimes sexual orientation, abuse issues, mother father issues. Um, I saw in one chart that he was a surgeon because of where Mercury and Pluto is placed and his Venus. And he's one of London's top facial plastic surgeons. Venus represents beauty. It's also Saturn represents the skin because it's a barrier. Mercury, fingers. Pluto, surgeon. And it was like, whoa, what a wonderful, perfect chart for a facial plastic surgeon. And it's in my chart what I do as well, my placement of Venus and Saturn and where it is. And I deal with deep tissue massage. I don't really do the lighter stuff. It's in my chart. It's all there. You just need to know how to read it and and also there are so many variables. It's not just where Pluto is or Mercury, it's their relationship to each other, which houses they're in. That's why I can't stress strong enough. Know your basics. Know your chart inside out like the back of your hand. And then once you know your chart and you can see your own astrology working in your own chart, then you can go, someone else's chart. That's how I learned. I got to know my chart intimately, warts and all, because I can be a total absolute twat. And my filter is broken. So me phrasing things and how I put things, yeah, I'm not a delicate flower and it's in my chart. Any questions, anyone? You're all gone very quiet. Nope, no one has any questions? Wow. Oh, yes, Ariana.
Just very interesting. Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome. So I've got we've got time to do one more. So I actually have your chart here, Ariana. If you do you want me to? Yes or no? Speak.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. See if it's worth getting out of bed
Oh, it's always worth getting out of bed.
on that day. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'll phone you, Ariana. So, how you feeling?
we can hide together.
Because we've seen our chart.
There's always something worth getting out of bed, even if it's just take a pee, have a cuppa, and take it back to bed.
Yes, Sue.
There we go. So, Ariana, your chart is
Oh, hold on.
okay. Okay.
Eek.
You've got the sun, moon squaring you, but that's no great drama. Venus is squaring you. I never, ever, ever, ever worry about Venus squares or Venus oppositions. Not a problem. Venus in its rulership, that's really good. You may have a lot of red lines, but I wouldn't worry too much.
Oh, cool.
And even with the Mercury, Mars, it's squaring your Pluto. So it's like, just be cautious. But you're quite measured with your words anyway. So there's no great drama in this chart, woman, because all the squares go to Venus or Sun and Moon. So they go to here, and your ascendant, Venus on your ascendant. That's lush.
Is it?
Yeah, that's really nice. Venus on your ascendant. You're feeling really happy with yourself.
Wow.
Other people, different story. But within yourself, Venus on your ascendant, because Venus is going through your first house. It's gone over your ascendant and about to go through your first house. So you're feeling quite good about yourself. So yeah, I would get out of bed if I was you. The squares are nothing
Okay.
untoward. Just don't let someone else steal your peace.
Okay. Fabulous. Thank you.
Come
Mm,
round my place with your Venus, and I'm in a
Okay.
grump.
yeah, I
I'll
mean
reach out, Andrea.
you got Pluto opposite here. That's that's long. That's going on for quite some time. But you got Jupiter there, so yeah, have a tea party, bake a
God
cake,
bless.
feel good about yourself. You see, so transit aren't always negative. Oriana's got what appear on the surface when you first look at the chart. Oh, they've got a lot of red lines, but no, we got Venus, Venus squares. I'd like Venus squares. That's quite nice. And you got, sun moon squares. So, you know,
Yay, lucky
that's the
me.
only real thing that I would be mildly concerned about is your personal Pluto at the end of Leo squaring. But that's in your 11th house, which is your house of groups. So if you're in amongst a group, just be careful that you could be the one. Also, what Pluto and Scorpio sometimes do is they push the buttons unknowingly and are on the receiving end of someone else's irritation.
Uh-huh.
I've had Pluto and Moon opposition with a couple of people where my Moon is opposite their Pluto, and they feel bullied by me. And it's like, hold on a minute, you're Pluto. So their Pluto is like it's like digging me in the butt with a needle, and then they're the one that turns around and goes, oh yeah. So it's my only thing here is be careful, Oriana, that you may trigger someone else because your Pluto is being squared here, and
Okay.
it's in so it's in groups, the 11th. So if you're in amongst groups, just be aware that you may trigger someone else.
Okay. Thank you for that heads up.
That's okay. So
Fabulous.
this is why the basics are so important when you start looking at this, because you've got to look deeper and you've got to look further into. There's a lot more here, but you're just looking at the main things because at the end of the day, you're looking at one day.
Yeah.
The next day, it'll change. The day before, it'll change. It's different. So this is just a snapshot of the moment of the new moon. And tomorrow will be a different day.
Mm.
Can you find
Fantastic.
out how to do this now, Althea? It's this one.
I go
In
to
your
astro.com and I just don't see the same bloody page. I don't understand why not. It's not the same page. Astro
Andrea,
GM.
do a search. On the top right, you can put your keyword in that you want. Extended chart.
or synastry.
Synastry might get you
But
there.
the thing is with extended charts, as you can see, you have
Oh, got the same
synastry.
page. I found the same page.
Yeah,
Extended chart. Right, I've got so horoscope for Alfie Finch, right? And and then how do you add the
you go down to synastry. There you go. Two. When you put in synastry, you end up getting two.
where did you see synastry?
Under extended chart.
Okay, so extended charts.
Yep, got that.
And then here, natal, you want to go synastry.
Synastry chart 2.
Yep. And then you end up with two areas to put the
And what I put, click show me chart, show the chart.
no.
No,
Look at the screen, Althea.
sorry.
Can you see you've got to put in what you want?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got me. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ah, right. Oh, why? I've put new moon, but it's not showing here. So shouldn't have done it properly or something. Must be. So I need to put new moon in there because it's not showing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I've got the two things I want to synastry with, then where do I click? Show chart.
So you want the two you want. So this is you and I, and then you go show the chart, and it creates it.
Perfect. So I've just got to faff around putting a moon chart together. I thought I
Yep.
did, but it didn't seem to register. I thought I didn't. I think I didn't do it properly.
So this is you and I. So this is how you do synastry for two people.
Hmm.
So you can see that there's Althea and I are born around similar times. So Pluto Uranus is conjunct. That's a no-brainer. So around Neptune's because we're born in a similar year. Althea is 68 and I'm 66. So the outer planets won't have moved much. But my Jupiter is here in Gemini and her Jupiter is down here in Leo on her ascendant. And her Saturn has changed signs and gone over into Aries when my Saturn is still in Pisces because I was born before Althea. So when you're looking at that, should we be in relationship? Probably not with power struggle across here and this square down here. We'd probably get on each other's tits, and I generally don't do well with too much Aquarius because they do my head in, Aquarians. No offense, Althea,
Oh,
but
am I on the outside? You're on the
you're
inside.
red, you're red, I'm blue.
How do I know that? How do I know that I'm the red bit and you're the
Because
blue
I
bit?
know my chart, woman, and that's my
No, but
chart.
no, but, no, but here on the chart, where does it say red is the Althea Finch one and
It doesn't. I
oh,
know my chart, therefore I know that this is me.
okay,
And also comparison with. So the compared chart is on the outside and the original one is on the inside. Are you
okay,
with me?
perfect,
So
perfect.
when you know your chart, you can tell by looking at it. I knew this was me because I know that
Where
that's my little stellium.
and where's our compatibility? Because obviously we would clash if we have a relationship because we have power struggle. It's that big red lines.
Yeah, but also I know the energy of Aquarius. I'm not really, I don't relate to Aquarius. And you've got this Aquarius. And just what you're talking about, and this is going to sound very personal, but your slow mental compared to mine will irritate the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm very much more methodical. Learn it slowly,
Yes.
get it going
Yeah.
in.
No, I'm all over the shop
I'm
because
not
my,
slow. I'm studious.
no, and I said I'm getting personal. My
It's okay. It's
personal
okay. It's okay.
flavor, because my Jupiter is in Gemini and my Mercury is in Pisces, which is called mutual reception. So they flip. My Mercury goes over here and my Jupiter goes over here. That's another thing, you see. Astrology is very complex. So, because I can do mental gymnastics, the fact that you need linear and you need things in order
Yeah.
irritate me. So, while we're on the calls and we're learning and teaching, I'm in teacher mode. But as a personal, I'd just be like, oh, go and read a book.
And where's our compatibility? Because we're working together, kind of working thing, isn't it? And,
The compatibility works because we're both Pisces, we're both um, Leo ascendant. My ascendant is here, yours is there. So we both have Leo ascendant, which means that our ruling planets are Sun, and both of us have a Pisces Sun, and both of us have Pisces moons. So we both share the and also the generational stuff over here. So we both have the want to help people, being in the healing arts. So we both have a deep compassionate nature, which is the Pisces.
and for you
The
personally, I find you. I know I'm not like you, but I admire your sharp mind and your
mm-hmm,
matter of factness. Because as you can see, I'm not like that. I'm much more
mm-hmm,
sensitive.
because
And
you're over here. Also, my Venus is in Capricorn, and your Venus is in Aquarius. So that is a very different Venus. Mine is ruled by Saturn. Yours is ruled by Uranus. Um, so that tells me that your partner will more than likely be someone outside of your socioeconomic or cultural group, because Uranus doesn't see, they're equal opportunists, they're universalists when it comes to partnerships and friendships. So it may have caused contention
interesting,
in your family. And when mine Capricorn,
interesting.
yeah, my husband, I had an age gap with my husband, and I had to come 12,000 miles to find him. So when you're looking at charts, we have commonality, but the things that aren't common are huge. The way
Yeah,
we think, the way we learn, but
admire each
our,
other from afar.
oh, yes, And it's like we can work together because we have a similar goal, because the Pisces part of our being is deeply compassionate, deeply caring, and we want to help people move forward in their lives. For want of a better word, healers. I have a different energy about me. I'm more, oh, for God's sake, come on. Move on. You haven't got all day. Life is ticking by. I'm 60 in February. I don't want, it's better late than never, but that's why you attract the clients that are right for you, and I
Feeling
attract
in the
the
deep.
clients. And we're all on the outside of the same circle, working towards the middle, and that's where the client is. That's where Mother Earth is. And no matter what your chart, there's benefits and there are challenges. And
Amazing. We
it's,
have gone over time, just to let you know, Sue, if you want to
yeah,
start.
I know. No, it's fine. I just noticed, but I was late starting because my
Okay.
computer decided to do an upgrade. Right, guys. Thank you. You got any questions? You know where I am.
Amazing. I will get the recording done and you'll have that in the astrology group by tomorrow. And do get in contact with Sue if you want a personal chart done. And she's charging normally £90, but during this course it's £70. And as you can see, she's up. Maybe you had some charts done already. She's absolutely amazing, and accuracy, it's just incredible. So helpful for your life, for partnerships, for and all the different things that's what do you want a chart done for? To do get a chart done, it's absolutely incredible. And yeah, ask any questions between these calls. The next Zoom call lesson is next month. So if you have any questions in between, ask away in the group. That's why the group's there. So you can ask questions and find things out along the way. If something happens, like a new moon or your birthday or split up or whatever, get a question into Sue, and then I'm sure she'll be able to clarify things for you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sue. Absolutely wicked, absolutely brilliant as always. Thank you so much for everybody joining us today. And look out in your email for the I'll put it I'll put it in the WhatsApp group with the recording. Or you can go straight to my website with the recording as well anyway. But you'll find it in your WhatsApp group by tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. A wonderful
Thanks,
evening.
Althea.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Sue.
Hi, Claire. I just picked up your message. Thank you for that. Go well, guys. See you next month.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Sue.